Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Tales from the Core. As always, your host, Dirty Mike Francis, with my 3-6 brethren, Slider the Mid, Neil Favre,
What up?
and everybody's favorite Hollywood Marine,
Hollywood,
Freddie,
baby.
Freddie Joe Farnsworth,
You
back
won
with us,
seven,
man.
brother.
He's 7th Marines,
Yes, sir.
man. What a
Seven
history
Marine.
there, right?
Yeah, buddy.
Beautiful history. Yeah.
Suicide Charlie, I was in.
Isn't was it 1-7 that was just deployed to LA?
It was. I think it was 2-7. I might be wrong on that. It was one
That
of the
was one.
seven.
Yeah, it was one of them. I
Yeah.
just couldn't remember
Yeah.
specifically which
Yeah, I
one.
was in Suicide Charlie, the only Marine unit with 2 guidons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for anybody that hasn't, I guess to catch anybody up to speed that may not have checked out our episodes over on Spotify, as we made the big switch to YouTube per the request, doing video because everyone wanted to see our ugly faces. But Freddie Joe joined us. He was part of the Pacific, and we were fortunate enough to start getting involved with a bunch of those guys like Scott Gibson, Josh Baton, Badger, uh, and Garcia was on that up. And we had to do that one twice because my damn computer didn't save the episode, and you guys were kind enough to come back on again and kind of retell the stories. So
Yeah.
if you guys have missed that one, you can still check it out with Freddie Joe Garcia. We had a good chat about a lot of the stuff from the Pacific and Marine Corps stuff in general, including how they made the transitions from the Marine Corps to working on these productions in Hollywood, and maybe not necessarily in Hollywood. You guys were in Australia, right?
For the Pacific, yeah. Yeah. I was in Australia when we did our podcast for Primitive War too.
I remember that. And so that just came out. What was it? Was it like August 21st? Was that the date?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it came out limited release in the States. It was the director's first film really to be released like that. But it just got extended in theaters for another week.
So we got another week. So you can look up Primitive War. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I know I've been doing a lot of traveling busy. I haven't seen it myself. I think, Neil, are you getting some feedback?
A little bit, yeah. I can hear it.
Freddie, I
Some of
think,
that.
are you connected there?
I'm good now on that. I can hear it now.
Is your connection good? I think something just came disconnected. Yeah, so Freddie does a lot with being
Can you hear me
tech
now?
advisory. We got you, yeah. A lot with the tech advisory on these projects. Some projects stunt doubles, like with Mike Carey, the Manson brothers. Stunt double for Mike
Yep.
on that one.
Yeah, I did. I've been both a stuntman and a tech advisor, and I guess you say an actor for 29 years now. Yeah, but yeah, I was Max Martini stunt double for about 19 years, and now, of course, I don't like to hit the ground as much anymore. So now I do a lot of the coordinating stuff, and I still do the tech advisor. I still get out there and yell at all the actors like they who want to play Marine.
So this is a different kind of film because it's based in Vietnam, Primitive War, right?
Yep.
And
Yeah.
instead of the Viet Cong, right, what their enemy becomes dinosaurs. Hopefully I'm not ruining shit or anything here.
No, you got both. You got and then there's a twist in there. There's also Russians who are
Okay.
they're trying to they're the I'm not gonna give the thing away, but they're one of the main reasons why the dinosaurs are here. So it's based off a book called Primitive War. It was it's a really good book. He did a series. I think he did a series of 7 or 8 different books. So
Okay.
looks like they want to do another one. It came out really good. I got a lot of really good feedback about the Vietnam War stuff. A little fallacy in there, but the guys were tight. In fact, they still talk to me today. Every day they send each other a text message or happy birthday. So they got a good little training. And then the director was really good, Luke Sparks Films. He basically anytime it had anything to do with military, which was basically the whole movie, he was like, Freddie Joe set it up, make it look good. Then I'd show him, and he'd say, "Film it." That was perfect. Love it. Move on. So, yeah. And the
So
dinosaurs. This is a rated R dinosaur film. So the dinosaurs are really vicious. They're a little bit more realistic. You know, you don't have T Rex giving you winks like I'm going to save you or anything.
yeah. So, you know, and it's, you know, apologize, I guess, for not having seen it, because it'd probably make my questions a little bit better. So, since it was based in Vietnam and you were talking about fallacy and different things, is it like kind of based around a year, an event where it tries to be maybe
No,
true to a
it,
timeline?
it's 1968. Um, it's basically about a squad of a team of Green Berets go missing, and I don't want to give away any of the film as much as possible, but
Sure.
the film starts with the reasoning for that, and then so they bring in a squad. They call it Vulture Squad. They bring them in, and they're a recon team, and they just get done with the big. Uh, they kick the shit out of a bunch of VCs. They get done with this big operation, and I'm not gonna tell you what the operation is about. And then they come in the colonel, who's played by Jeremy Piven, is basically gives them a mission to go find the Green Berets. And then when they go out, they get inserted. They get inserted, and they soon find that there's something out there that's not human.
Okay.
And then it's all about the struggles, you know, to accomplish their mission, one, and then to get back alive. It's pretty good. Yeah, and then
That's awesome.
they get into a really serious fight with they're called Utah Raptors. They're real, and they're a little bit bigger than a raptor, and they have feathers. So and you know, so
yeah.
that's what excited the dinosaur world was these Utah Raptors, and they get into it. They get into it because what they do is even if they're not trying to kill you, they'll touch you with their feathers, and then they can find you no matter where you're at. So it's a stock and kill kind of movie. And the military puts up a good fight. Trust me, it's good.
Is that a real thing?
A Utah Raptor?
Well, if they like touch you with their feathers, they can.
Supposedly, nobody knows.
Was there somebody like you, but from the dinosaur world, that was advising on this thing?
No, well, Luke went to a truckload of people. The director, when he was right, and I'm sure Ian, forgot his last name. Sorry, the writer of the book. I'm sure he did. But Luke really went to a bunch of what are they, paleontologists or whatever.
Yeah, paleontologists.
Yeah, them and just the Jurassic Park, you know, people. He went to all kinds of people to learn as much about all the and he has all kinds of different kind of dinosaurs. So and from what I've read, the dinosaur community is like, man, that's as close as you're ever gonna get to what it would really be like. But nobody knows.
Yeah.
You know,
it's pretty.
it's like trying to say a civilian knows what a Marine squad does on his time off. You know,
It's just
nobody.
Yeah, it's pretty unique, man. I like you talk about dinosaurs. But do you, as far as like the background stuff behind the scenes? I know you want to get these guys as shit hot, you know, as military personnel as you possibly can. And obviously in the movie, they just know what they know as far as like tactics and all that stuff. But it's like you're not going to train them to be like, all right, you're gonna hit this door, you're gonna kick it down, and there's gonna be a raptor there behind the door waiting on you. You know, like was there like a different way you approached it as far as their tactics go? And imagining what it might be like for a military unit to engage in conflict with dinosaurs, you know?
Yeah, I kind of that's a good question. You know, I kind of went at it like when I was at Marine Combat Training, I used to tell them all the time, as you know, a troop handler and instructor, I used to tell them all the time, I'm training you so your brain doesn't have to work. So you just, for some reason, instinctively do it. You know, I, I had a one time. One time I was on one of those tours through Bastogne, and somebody asked me about. We were at a place where there was like 5 Medal of Honors given out at this one little place, and of course the group goes, "Hey, as a military man, what would make these guys?" I go, "I guarantee you, none of them thought about it, because if they stopped and thought about it, they wasn't going to do it. But they were either scared shitless, or they were pissed off, or they just went because that's instinctively what they do. You know, it's
Yeah.
A car backfires in front of either you or Neil or Mike, you know, both of you, and you have your child with you or your girl, you instinctively jump in front of them. It's just in your system, it's in your blood. It's in my blood. It's just what we do. So when I go against the fictitious thing, be it zombies on in World War Z, which did, you know, or dinosaurs, I just train them and make them react as if it was just a Viet Cong behind the door, but it just happens to be a dinosaur. So all the tactics and the maneuvers and the weapons and everything is exactly the same. And in fact, sometimes, you know, like I dressed up in a blue suit, a full blue suit to be the dinosaurs, and they would come out with me, and I would, like, when they were going to die, when they were going to die, I would jump on them and start yanking them around and pulling on them and stuff, and then they just took me and put a dinosaur in it. So they
That's
would get
awesome.
real react, because I know he wanted me to do it because I didn't hold back. I actually went out and said, "You're gonna hurt today."
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna show no pictures of that because I look like a fat slob. That's-
Dude, who was the actor from not old, some Step Brothers when he's like, I wanted to be a dinosaur. Like, fuck,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Like, Freddie Joe's living his dream, man. Like,
Yeah.
you got to be a fucking dinosaur.
Yeah, the cool thing is I watched a thing with him where he was asked a question about that, and
Yeah.
they just made it up. The director
Yeah, he
said,
just like made it up.
"Go back there and do it," and the 2 actors were like, and they played it so good. They were just like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah. You can never be a
That's funny.
dinosaur.
Yeah, you're a human. So,
Was
sorry,
there
I'm drinking water. It's like 100 degrees today.
all good, man. So was there a boot camp that you put these guys through prior to shooting?
Well, I didn't really have enough time to do a boot camp. I just got I gave them. I had a day where I met them all. Um, and some of the actors, Nick, I'm not even going to butcher his last name. But he came in, like he come in, he's like, well, my character, my character, he's from this thing, and he has his stepfather, and he's got this. And I just looked, and he went, and this is how I introduced myself to him, and I just looked at him and said, I don't give a fuck. I said, your character is going to be a badass military, and that's all I give a shit about. So that was kind of my first introduction to all of the actors. And then
No bicycles were thrown.
no, and then the next day I had them go to uh the where the fire base was, and then I started them get off the truck, get in line, marched them over, grabbed their weapons, then I just took them out and yelled at them and trained them to how to carry their weapons, how to hold it, how to maneuver. Started doing a little bit of maneuvering as a team, some formations, hand and arm signals, and then I had one more like half a day with them, and then it was just every day on set. It's every day on set. As soon as they were done with hair, makeup, wardrobe, come to me. Here we go. This is what we're doing today. This is how you do it. And one day they didn't. The actors didn't. All the it was like the second day of filming, and they did a rehearsal, and they had all of them there, and I think 7 of them, 8 of them, 7 of them, and 6 to 8. Sorry, I do so many movies I can't remember everything. But they did a rehearsal. None of them had their lines down. It was like, and they'd reach in for their sides in the rehearsals, and I was just sitting there. And it was horrible, horrible rehearsal. And right in front of the whole crew, they really got to know how I wanted them to be on set, because I just stopped them all. In fact, the stunt coordinator was in the Australian Army, and he said he didn't want me there. He's like, why do you bring this guy from the States here? I can do this, But He told me later, he goes, "You just did something I know I could never get away with, and I don't know how you did." But right in front of the whole crew, I said, "If you don't stop fucking not doing your job, I'm gonna fucking run you for hours. I will run you up and down this fucking hill." And he's like, "What?" I'm like, "Get over there, fucking learn your lines, and when you walk on set, you better have your job done. Because look, that grip's doing his job, that electrician's doing his job, that makeup lady's doing her job, and you can't do your fucking job. You show up prepared, you do the shit in front of everybody." They were just like, "Oh, this guy ain't fucking around." And the director goes, "Well, you've been told."
Yep.
Yep.
Well, the director he worked on a movie with me when he was 16 called the Great Raid. And
Okay.
then and then and then he worked as webbing, military webbing, all through the Pacific. So he's a real military enthusiast, and he knows how I act, how I work. So he's like, "That's why I brought him on, guys. Now you know."
Yep.
But yeah, as far as that, it goes on every day, and also when you watch the film, the terrain changes so much. I mean, we got, we got a village I'm taking down, and then and then we're in like Godzilla land jungle, and then and then we're in like cliff crevices, and so the attacks kept having to change. And they were night, daytime, and it was good. So it was it was just kind of constantly every day training, 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 and when you do that, you have to treat them all like they're privates. Even if they're playing a colonel, you got to treat them like they're a private, because as soon as you don't pay attention to them, they'll fuck it up. And once it's on film, it's on. You don't know how many times I've been told, "Oh no, we'll cut that." Then I'll watch the movie like, "Oh, you said you were going to cut that."
Yeah.
So,
I told Garcia I'd ask about this one. How many corrections did you have to make about booger hooks being on the bang switches?
oh, booger fingers. Not a lot. It once you get after them on it, then they start paying attention. And they watch me. I don't know if you do that, but I naturally, like when I'm like training or aggressive, even if I don't have a weapon, my finger is extended for
Right.
some reason.
Yeah.
It's just natural
The
to me.
remote control.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Dude, I mean, it's like the first damn thing I see, man. Like, even I don't give a shit if it's a damn Windex bottle. I'm like, oh god, get your damn it
Yeah,
straight, motherfucker.
yeah. And you go up and I'll slap a couple of them. Get your fucking finger off that.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
we didn't have to worry about much because in Australia it's the regulations are so tough. They just use airsoft, so I wouldn't worry about anybody killing anybody. But it's just it looks silly.
That's what it is. It comes
yeah.
down to, there was a show, I don't remember, and the podcast was talking about it. And man, I'd actually completely forgot about it. And when we were in both Afghanistan and Iraq, people don't realize doors, right? You got a wooden door. And most doors, like screen doors and stuff, have that contraption, that hydraulic contraption, which shuts it. Well,
Yeah,
we had 550 cord through some loophole screws that had a bottle of sand or a bottle of water that was the counterweight and
Yeah.
pulled the door shut. And someone pointed that out, and I don't remember the show, but they had that. They had
right.
that in
Yeah.
the fucking. And so it's those little things that, for us, when we see those things. Well, I mean, Freddie, like how many things have you seen? And somebody throws a hand grenade, and there's like a 50-foot fireball, and you're like,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
that never happens. Like,
yeah. That's when you're tech advising, sometimes you have to give a little bit. It's like you're negotiating almost every scene. A lot of times I'm trying to come up with an idea and let the director think it's his idea, to meet in the middle, meet it halfway. Once I got into Tony Scott was arguing with me, God rest his soul. He was arguing with me about a scene, and I just stopped, looked at him, and said, "If you want like 60 million people in America are either been in, are veterans, are in right now, or related to someone in the military. And if you want those 60 million people not to watch the movie, put that shit in your fucking movie." He's like, "Damn, you got a good point there. All right, set it up for me and let me look at it." You know what I mean? So I did it. He goes, "Oh, I kind of like that. That looks cool." And now Luke, the director for Primitive War, would never be like that. He's very military oriented, does veteran stuff all the time. Um, he would never question. But a lot of them go in. A lot of directors, believe it or not, don't want a tech advisor because they don't want you to mess with their vision. I have my vision of what this scene needs to look like, so they don't want them. And it's usually the money people go, no, we're not gonna. If you look at like the 5 worst military films ever made, there was no tech advisor on, or there was a lying tech advisor. And the 5 greatest films you can think of, Saving Private Ryan, Platoon, shows like Band of Brothers, Pacific, all those. What did they have in common? They had a good tech advisor, and it's people that really paid attention to the small details. It's they they always want, when you see a scene, especially you as Marines, you see a scene and say it's a camp, or it's a fire base. Well, the ADs want people just walking all over the place. I've seen people everywhere, But when you really go to a fire base, most people are in their holes or in their hooches, or
Yeah.
in wherever the chow is, or if they're trying to take showers. So, like in this one, like we tried to have people going to take showers.
Moving
People.
with a purpose, not just
Yeah,
moving randomly.
and how many times have you seen
Yeah.
where they're in a friggin' combat zone or something, and they're doing PT running by and stuff? I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? A simple film like in Avengers, the airplane's coming landing on the carrier that's flying, and they got people running PT and just walking all over the flight deck. I'm like, those little things take me, and it just draws my eye the whole time. So now
Right.
it's like, oh, fuck. And I think about that. So then I miss the next scene, and it's magazines. That's a big one with me. Is one of the problems with Primitive War was I had to tell them, stop changing magazines. Jesus Christ, you wouldn't have that many on you. Once because I always tell them when I'm teaching them, say, me as a military man, if I watch a film and if I don't see magazine change, I'm thrown off for the whole. It could be the greatest film ever made, but I'm just like, fuck, shit, this piece of shit.
Yeah.
So so I had them all practicing magazine change every day. They'd go in groups and they'd race each other doing, 5 magazine changes or whatever. And it got so much that every scene they got so proficient at it, they were like, I'm changing magazine every scene. I'm like, you can only carry so many magazines. Slow down.
Dude's going to like 20 magazines. Like, Jesus Christ, where are you getting all these magazines from?
Yeah, I'm
Dude,
trying to tell
you
them.
got
You try to
you
tell
got
them. You just try to tell them, guys like me, if I just see it once, probably that's enough for the whole film, because then I
Right.
just
Yeah.
so what's being done.
Yeah.
But
you got the infinite ammo problem solved now.
yeah,
Infinite mags.
the infinity mag, I call it.
Yeah. That is always a horrible one too, when you see these guys just shooting forever, and no magazine changes.
Yeah.
So
Another one is they land the helicopter, or they'll land the helicopter and they'll get up and then they'll move as a team, and then right before they go in the building, they'll load they'll load around into the chamber. I'm like, what? That thing would have been loaded. That thing would have been loaded
Long ago.
before you got off the helicopter for sure.
and when different films and stuff, and I get why they do it for the dramatic effect, but whenever these dudes like whenever they have like a 9mm or something, right, and they're pointing it at the guy, and then they pull back the hammer, like, you ain't gotta pull back the hammer, you just pull a trigger. Yeah.
Yeah,
I get it's being done for dramatic effect.
That's it. Actors always want something to do. And I'll tell you this: being in front of camera, one of the hardest things is your hands. I'm sitting there talking.
What do I do with my hands?
Yeah. So if you give them something to do with their hands, but if you train them well enough, what they'll start doing is they'll start kind of trying to emulate what you're doing. So if I stand a certain way with the rifle, I'm talking to them. Next thing you know, in the scene where they're standing there, they're doing the same thing. Where you got the butt through, pulling it around, cradling it with the barrel going down. And that's cool as shit. Or then like if when I'm training them without a weapon on set, and the way I hold my hands, then they. Oh, wow. Where'd you get that?
We got our ways, man. We got our ways.
just certain things, just how you stand, how you talk. That's why like the Pacific was so good because we took. Let's see, there was Sean Bunch, there was Bruce Whitfield, Gunny Whitfield, there was Esfaldo, Roberto, Wally, Jaime Garcia. Um, there was Mark Schuster, there was Captain Di, Mike Stokey, and each one of us was completely different. And it was just kind of the same old Band of Brothers, and all the characters, especially now when I go to symposiums or go to meet them, or we go and meet up like in Fredericksburg, like they'll start telling me stories like, oh man, when my character had this, I remember when you were training me, and I kind of put that into how I was going to do the scene. John Seda, who played Bassilon's like, man, every day I was just like, I see how Gunny Farnsworth's doing it, how Freddie Joe's doing it. I'm gonna emulate kind of how he does that, and it's good. It's good to give them the difference. That's what we did. When I was an instructor way back when it was 230 years or whatever, I remember, it was, I would tell them, I said, you guys, you're the lucky Marines. You're luckier than me because I only had 221 years of experience that got taught to me. Now you having 230 years of experience, so it's just that much more. Just like when you had the experience of the stuff that I did, before you, and then that it's just everybody's different, and it's just good to teach somebody those things.
I gotta ask a question that it's like kind of, I don't know, it flows with the conversation we're having, but it popped in my head. So there was this myth, right? Let's see if we can bust this myth or if it's actually true that we were told that no one can wear the military uniform, it's a crime, whatever, all these different things. And then I remember hearing, and I don't know if you guys ever heard this, that for the military uniform of really any branch to be worn in a film or a television series, there always has to be like one discrepancy, like one intentional discrepancy.
Nah,
No.
nope. It's not work. The military's not copywritten. That's not true. If um if that was the case, if you did your podcast, you and um well, I guess you're both on here, Neil and Mike. If you both wore your uniforms, then the Marine Corps would be like, hey, you can't make any money off that. It's you know what I mean. But it's not true. Yeah, if what you really want to do, if I have a film that's like really, I want to get permission from the military. And usually, if you get permission from them, you go to the public affairs officers, and they, you send them the script, and if they agree upon it, they'll actually give you assets that you can use. If you need helicopters or if you need an aircraft carrier, Top Gun, all these things, they'll bring it all in and that use it because, the I don't know, $20 million a year the Marine Corps spends on commercials and stuff like that. But if they do it like a training mission, let a couple helicopters land for them, I get free. It's free. That's a people are watching my stuff for 2 hours. That's a 2 hour commercial for the Marine Corps if it's good enough, or the Army. I've done more Army stuff than I have Marine Corps stuff, but but you'll get shows like when I did World War Z where you know the military broke down in it so fast, and there was scenes written in the original script that were really bad, and I fought like tooth and nail to get them thrown out of the movie, and fortunately I won. But it was like because in the book of World War Z and the script, the military broke down so fast because there was no order to it. And I'm like, that's bullshit. These guys are in war. There's no order in war. It's just fucking kill or be killed. And then there was another scene that they threw out where like the Marines and stuff are throwing civilians off the ship into the ocean because they were running out of food. And I'm like, no, that wouldn't happen. They would just fly them somewhere, And uh, they took that out, but in the original script, they went over to get assets like aircraft carrier and the stuff that was in the film, the helicopters, things, and the the U.S. government said absolutely not. In fact, I was trying to when I was in Hungary, I tried to use the embassy Marines on the show, and they literally told me we got a memorandum from Department of Defense, now Department of War, that no one is even to work on your show. So it's like, holy shit, they really pissed them off.
Yeah.
Neil, after this is over, please, like, dear Navy, see if we can get a ship for some shit. All right,
Right. Yeah. I'm gonna slide in there, man.
slide into the Navy's DMs and see if you can get us an aircraft carrier.
Yeah.
Well,
We'll see what we can do.
it's. I mean, think of the Top Gun. They used actual aircraft carriers. They used, they used NAS North Island to film most of the scenes. They used actual jets. F-18s. So yeah, if it's a commercial for the military, they'll definitely give you whatever assets that they can give you. Of course, they're not going to take an aircraft carrier 6,000 miles just for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty cool. I'm sure Top Gun has done a lot for. I mean, just like interestingly enough for us, I'm sure in some weird way, Full Metal Jacket inspired people to be Marines, even though it should have probably done the exact opposite.
Right.
Guys saw this and was like, especially I think dudes who, you met my mom. It's so funny, man. My mom didn't want me playing with guns. She didn't want me watching Full Metal Jacket. She didn't want me around any of that shit. So just for any moms that are out there watching, if you don't want your children to join the Marine Corps, don't try to keep them from it because they're just going to do it anyways.
Yeah.
Like,
It always works that way, right?
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
My mom tried to keep me from a lot of stuff. It didn't work.
Yeah, it's super awesome. And do you have any? I know you said that they're talking about doing a second Primitive War. Do you have anything between now and the possibility of that happen on the horizons?
Well, they're supposed to do another Manson Brothers sometime, and then I've been in talk for a film over in England. Can't tell you much about that one, but it's a Marine Raider about a Marine Raiders. It's got Marine Raiders in it, and then back in World War II, and then rest of it's when somebody calls.
Yeah, I was talking with Mike, and I guess the second Manson Brothers is close.
Yeah,
maybe starting in January or something.
it's something like that. Yeah, they were trying to get going at the end of this year, but I think they're going to push it to January. Yeah. The one in England is supposed to go in November, but I don't know yet. I don't have any idea. Shows keep getting pushed around and pushed around. They don't. All these, California's trying to bring the film business back to California, and then so now people are like, well, let's wait and see if we can get some of that money that they're wanting to give out, and just kind of have to play it by ear. That's one of the downsides of the film business is it's not constant work.
Yeah. Yeah, you have got a project and then wait for the next one, right?
I've had so many projects where they're like, oh, we're going to start up in 3 weeks. And then I get a call a week later. Oh man, the funding fell out, or the producer's cousin just got out of the Marine Corps. I'm like, oh great, that's going to be a shitty movie. But I can tell, I tell Robert, and I'm real close to Robert and this guy Chad all the time. It's like, guys, you can't make them film the show. You can't make them do it. So you just got to keep your mind clear, and when it comes, be ready to go. My stunt bag's always packed, and I always have a suitcase packed. So because it's been like that for me sometimes. It's like, hey man, can you get on a plane tonight and be in Morocco? I'm like, yeah, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
I feel like something like that happened when I was out in LA. Maybe it's I think it might have been when we were on our way to Peleliu. Didn't you have to catch a flight to Australia to go help with something? I feel like you were there and then you had to go, or
that's when I went and did
the
Primitive War.
Okay,
that was last year, right?
Yeah, it was last year. It was almost a year ago because I got there a couple days before we flew out to Peleliu.
Yeah, I did. I had another movie get released on the 21st, and that one I might have been working on that one. Hollywood Grit is the name of it, and I stunt coordinated that film. And Robert's in it.
Yeah.
Robert's in Primitive War too. I got a nice little part in it.
Nice.
Yeah, and he had a part. He plays a Mexican in Hollywood Grit. a game banging. But
That's
yeah,
funny.
that came
So
out at the same time. But I don't know how that one's doing. I was supposed to go to all the premieres, but my mom's not doing very well, so I've been flying back and forth to Wyoming to check on her. So I had to miss all the premieres. So I don't even know what the movies how they came out. Everybody tells me they're good, but let's see.
yeah, I mean, I wasn't going to bring that up, but since you did, and you know, for everybody wondering, like I didn't post why we postponed this thing, but
Right.
you know, that was why this thing got postponed. I didn't want to, you know, I just kind of told people we had scheduling things happen, which they did, and uh, you know, hopefully she's. I know you said what you and I texted like a week or so ago
Yeah,
about her. She was doing a little better.
yeah. She's it's terminal, so she's basically fighting for months, right now. So,
Yeah.
but she has good days and bad days. All not all of us. Hopefully, you guys won't go through it for a long time. But there's people out there that have gone through it, and it is what it is. You can't, God has His way.
Yeah, I've got a cousin. He was in the army, um, and you know, he's man. You want to talk about going through it? You know, it's been just months, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's tough, man. It's you know, you hate to see it, but like you said, it's life. It's you know,
It is, That's what my aunt told me. She said, "This is what you get for being so close to your mother." It's like, yeah, it sucked.
yeah,
Yeah,
But
man.
you gotta stay strong or try to.
yeah. That's it, man. You know, kind of like we like. I feel like we all know very well. Like sometimes you just one foot in front of the other. You keep moving forward, and you do the
Yeah.
things that you have to do. You know,
Yeah. It's like my
that's it.
daughter. My daughter today, she's on defense, and I told her, I said, "Izzy, you can't defend somebody running backwards. Don't stop running backwards. You got to always move forward, move forward."
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, you brought up Fredericksburg.
Yeah.
I guess this would be a good time for us to plug that because we'll be there. You're going to be there. Scott. I don't remember who all else, but you
Scott
know,
Gibson, Josh Baton,
Josh.
um, uh,
Tracy yells at me all the time for
Pitch will
never
be there.
reading the itinerary, and
yeah.
I don't
I,
read it.
I think
I show up and I go where I'm told to go.
I think Captain Guy is going to be there. Um, uh, I know my best friend in the Marines, Bruce, who worked on the Pacific with me, with us.
Was he the mortarman?
Yes. Yeah. He lives in New Brunswick, so it's not far. So he's going to come up. I told Scott to get him some tickets so he can at least come in and not have to pay. Um,
I love Scott to death. Right, love Scott Gibb. Like he truly is one of a kind. I mean, he's a great friend, man.
yeah.
He would do anything for you. Um, I think he did great for Andy. I can't say enough great things about Scott. But when he was telling us about your buddy, Bruce, and I'll say some stuff. I'll talk some shit in our group chat about being a tube stroker, the mortar prone, and he's like, "I bet you won't say that to him." I said, "I bet you I fucking will." We're different. Marines can talk shit to each other. Like
Yeah.
we can do that. We can, we
Yeah.
fuck with each other. That's what we do.
Yeah. You can, but Scott can't.
Right. Scott's like, man, he's like a scary ass dude. And I'm like, cool, can't wait to meet him,
He is scary. He's a mortarman.
Yeah.
He's had his back operated on like 23 times. He's so shit. Yeah. Tattoos on his fingers. I'm like, you're gonna get freaking ICE is gonna come get you. You gotta get those
Finger
Yeah,
tats.
it's always great, dude. Like, meeting these guys and really looking forward to Fredericksburg. And,
yeah.
just we're all over the world. You never know where we are. and
Yeah,
it's such a
I'm
beautiful family brotherhood that we have.
I'm really excited. Yeah. I'm excited to meet the Black Rifle guys. So they said they're taking me straight from the airport to their compound. I'm like, all right, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scott said something also about like not like what did he say? He said something about like don't fuck it up like at their compound or something. And I'm like, listen, dude, like
Shit.
literally that's all that we do is fuck things up. Like literally like like my job in the Marine Corps was to fuck things up.
Yeah, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
Those guys are former Marines. They'd probably be pissed off if you didn't.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up by not fucking it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes, oh, they can't wait
Yeah.
for you to be there because they got a drifting track and live fire range. I'm like, oh, great. I get to go do what I do for work.
Right. Should be
Yeah, I
fun.
did
Should be a
say I'm
blast,
gonna
man.
bring shoes, man. I don't ever wear shoes, but if there's gonna be live fire, different. It depends on the rules because I've got some places out here in Florida, man. You can run around goddamn barefoot, fucking popping rounds down range. So, it just depends on what the rules are out there. But I'll at least bring closed-toed shoes.
It'll probably be too hot in Texas to go barefoot.
Yeah,
That place
Yeah.
so hot. It's so hot, but it's at least whew, it's hot.
I hope so, man. We were there in February, and that shit was cold. Way too
Yeah.
cold for us Floridians.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
get ooh, when it's hot there, it's trouble. I did a show out there a few years ago for Fear of the Walking Dead. I was out there to ride horses, and we were in Mach 4, and it was like
Oh my god.
105
Yeah.
degrees, 100% humidity. Everybody come by. They were really good about checking on you. They tried to get us the air vest, the cool vest. Didn't work. As soon as they unplug it, 5 minutes later, instead of cold water, you got hot ass water on you.
Yeah.
It's not working.
It's boiling.
And everybody come by you going, "Are you okay?" Because you're gas mask on.
Dude, mop
Hydrate.
gear like that. I don't know if there's anything worse in the world than mop and heat.
Yeah, and it was like old school mop too. So we had the old rubber ponchos on, and I was like, oh my God. And
No, man.
it was so hot. And people were they brought me in because the guy heat stroked was there before me. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm only 25 years older than he was. It was bad.
Damn, yeah, man. That damn when the heat is trapped. That's
Yeah, it was during COVID too. So I was supposed to go out there for a weekend of being out there for like 5 weeks.
Oh, God.
Well, I mean, I got paid for it, so I'm not bitching. But
The humidity,
little-
man, it's a real thing. I mean, Florida
Yeah.
humidity.
worked on
the
set
humidity.
for 3 days and got paid 5 weeks worth of stunt pay.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Nice.
Yeah, so I shouldn't complain about it. It
Yeah,
was
that's
hot.
still yeah. It was hot.
It's
Dude.
so hot. It was so
Yeah.
hot. Yeah, where you have to put Bruce has a swimming pool and he'd have to put friggin' he went and got a couple bags of ice. We were gonna go swimming. So he put a bunch of bags of ice in there a couple hours before so he wouldn't scald ourselves. It was hot.
So I
Yeah.
saw this post, they were talking, it was like Florida, it was talking about how hot our pools get, and they showed people put bags of ice in there. And so it was last June, and that water was, I mean, it doesn't bother me, but it was like 92, 95, something like that, the pool water.
Man, I don't even want my shower that hot, dude.
And so I'm like, hey, man, I remember seeing this post where dudes put bags of ice in their pool. So I went and bought some bags of ice, put them in there. Within seconds, they were fucking gone, and the temperature changed fuck all. Like, just, it did nothing. And I'm like, well,
Didn't help
man,
at
it's- yeah. Like, apparently you need like a truckload of ice to be dumped in that thing to make a difference. But
For sure. Yeah.
Texas is going to be great, man. It'll be good finally getting to meet you. I know you and Meal met up at in Missouri at Nate's place.
Yeah, I've met your mom and haven't met you yet.
Yeah,
Yeah, he gave me this shirt, man. He gave me this shirt out of his trunk. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Before we
Did
took
you
off.
drive out there?
Neil
I
did.
did.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I drove up. I was going from there. We went from there. I was with a friend of mine from the army who works with me all the time, Chad, and we went from there to his mom's house. His mom just passed away too, which is terrible. But went up to his mom's house, and then we drove down to see my mom and dad in Kentucky.
Okay.
And then we were going to go to Florida, but we decided not. he started missing his kids. So we drove all the way back to California, LA. So yeah, we're like
Very
we
cool.
like to drive.
Yeah. I thought I had a hell of a drive, man. I mean, it took me about maybe 11 and a half hours, I want to say.
Oh
From here.
yeah, that drive for us is about 23 hours or something like that. So it's a long drive. Yeah.
Love it though.
I drove to my mom when they lived in Kentucky. Me and my daughter last year drove out, or 2 years ago, from LA to all the way to Kentucky. Yeah,
Jesus, man.
yeah.
It's a
Had
hell
to
of a
pick up
damn
a big
stretch.
trailer to drive it back, so I took my truck. But she handles it like a champ. My daughter, she drives. We just drove up to Wyoming about a month ago, and yeah, I stopped one time. You need a bathroom? Yeah, better. Got to go 15 hours, man. She stopped one time the whole time.
Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't
she's
know.
awesome. She's my
You
little
know,
road
man,
trip.
I tell, I don't know if I've told you this, Mike, but I did tell you this, that whenever whenever we were there at the house, everybody was up drinking and having a good time. It was a blast. It was fun. And then everybody starts, checking out. They start punching out one at a time, and twos at a time, and then next thing you know, it's just me and FJ sitting up, bullshitting. And then we both go to bed at the same time. And I'm like, damn, man, you might have a hell of a hangover. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, whatever. And then I wake up and he's already up. He's got me a coffee and like a
It's
breakfast
breakfast.
sandwich. Yeah. And I'm like, why do these actors talk so much shit about Freddie Joe? He's a great guy. I don't know. I don't get it, man. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look what I got, man. That was cool. That was a fun time, man. It was a blast.
Yeah, it's nice. That's the second time we've done that. So hopefully
Yeah.
go back in. I don't
Cool
know.
museum.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's really cool what he's doing, man. So
yeah. That's where we met your mom.
yeah. Yeah, her crazy ass, man. And Kenny, Kenny, dude, I love that dude, man. He's a good, solid dude. He's a Marine also. Just solid guy.
Yeah, there's a bunch of good people at that little event I met. Yeah, met some guy that was stationed. Oh, he went to school, ITS with me, infantry training school. SOI.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Remember that? I met him. He's like,
Right.
"Holy shit, you were my company."
Yeah. Yep.
No
Yeah.
shit.
That's how
Had a
small the
picture.
damn Marine Corps is, man.
Picture and everything. I'm like, "Holy shit."
So crazy.
I want
Yeah.
to share this cool story since you just said that, how small the Marine Corps is. And I was wearing one of the Ton Tavern shirts. And this dude comes over to me. He's like, "Hey man, super cool shirt." And I'm like, "Cool, man, thanks." And like, "Were you in?" I imagined he was, but he's like, "Yeah, I was in like whatever, 01 to 0 something, 06." And I was like, "Cool, yeah, it was 03, 07. I was with 3-6." And he's like, "No shit, 3-6." He's like, "I was with 3-6 in 01, like the push into Kandahar, the invasion into Afghanistan." And I'm like, "Damn, dude, that's crazy." I'm like, you were with my senior guys." I'm like, "I wasn't there during that, but I said I did Afghanistan and then did Iraq in 05. This dude was with 2-1 who came off, they were on float. They came off ship to do Operation Steel Curtain with us. This man that I randomly ran into, like, we were in fucking combat together.
Yeah.
And like,
It's
it's the
great.
little things too, like you can tell if somebody's legit. Because he was talking about like Ubaidi. A lot of people don't talk about that place. Like those of us that know, we know. And he got shot and took a round through his wrist. And he's like, "Dude," he's like, "I didn't know what was going on. There's blood everywhere, but it severed my tendons." He's like, "I'm throwing up gang signs and shit." And I'm like, we've talked on the episode before about the fucked up things that Marines say when they get wounded. And it's always something like, it never anything serious. It's never like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I'm hurt." It's like, I'm throwing fucking gang signs. What's up? Like, we always say fucked up
Just
things.
dangling around. Fucking Marines.
Marine Corps, man, it's a beautiful place.
Yeah.
What an incredible brotherhood that like you truly are part of for life. Like,
Oh,
very
yeah.
special.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be at a soccer match and somebody be like, "Hey, you a Marine?" Like, yeah, just because I wear my company hat. They're like,
Yeah.
that
Well, it's
hat.
like, remember Scott tried fucking with me too. Whenever, because he was on a podcast and he's like, he's like, so how many of us from the Pacific have you actually like had on your show or talked to or whatever? And I like named off everybody, and he's like, well, he's like, did you forget about Freddie Joe and Garcia? And I'm like, I don't think of them as being from the Pacific. I think of them as Marines. like, yeah. I mean, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we met you guys through that, but you're not fucking just actors. Like, I think of, you know, it's the hierarchy of how you think of people. They're
Yeah.
Marines, and then they actors and shit like that afterwards. You know.
Oh yeah, yeah. Scott called me. He called me like once a week almost. He's pretty loyal with his phone calls.
Yeah.
He's pretty nice. Well, he's Canadian.
Yeah.
That was what you said last time.
I think he
That
just
shit was
wants.
funny.
He just needs to be insulted, so he calls me.
Yeah.
I always talk shit about something. Call him a cum. Some stupid.
I've been around too many nice people for too long, man. All right, let me get
Oh
Freddie Joe.
yeah, man. That guy. Yeah, he had no idea what he was getting into when he went to boot camp. he was lost the first couple days. He was like,
That's funny.
he was just one of those guys that was always like, I just don't want him to talk to me.
I got a question, man. So, speaking of like these actor assholes, who cried the most? Was it the band guys, the Pacific guys, or now the primitive war guys?
Oh, there was on the Pacific. Pacific.
They were crying the most. Yeah.
Good.
Not
Good.
Yeah, that's,
not the
that's what I wanted
guys.
to hear.
I mean, most of the guys did really, really good, but there was a couple actors that were just crybabies. You know,
Yeah.
You should invite one of them to Fredericksburg, man.
Yeah, that's what Scott wants to, because yeah, he knows. I told him if I ever see you out in town, we'll fuck.
The good thing, you know what though, like, I mean, and you know, it's weird. Like, you don't ever want to take anything away, you know, from like we fuck with the different branches and stuff. And you know, obviously back in the World War II, things were way different. They were much harder than today's Army, right? Or even the Army whenever we were in. But the Marine guys, they should have it worse, in my opinion. They should have it harder because all of us had it harder.
Yeah.
Our shit was harder than Army boot camp.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was.
Yeah, and you know, the Band of Brothers. We were in what camp was? I forgot the name of the camp, but we were in an old World War II camp that they still use today. Like the K9 schools there, and in fact, the Band of Brothers. I just got fired up one day. We were running PT in the morning, and somebody moved into Combat Town that night. And we came through running cadence. They just started fucking throwing blanks. some British unit, but you know, so it was a little more controlled. You know, they only stayed. I think they only stayed one or two nights their whole boot camp out in the field, and it was cold though. The one night we did stay out there, it freaking snowed on us. It was cold. I was like, shit. And then, but the Pacific, we were in the jungle when we were. You know, we're doing night patrols and security at night, everything, you know, digging, fighting holes. You know, the bandit guys only had a couple days where they were digging fighting holes as well.
Yeah.
And, you know, we had to take them through like a quick jump school as well. So it was kind of, everything was a little more enclosed, and, you know, they had a rack to sleep on at night. They didn't have to sleep on the ground. I was Captain Dye. And then we had a couple civilians that friends with Dale. I still don't get that. And then there was a guy from the Army. You know, so they didn't really get like on the Pacific. I took over an Anglo Marine, a Mortarman, you know, Garcia, whatever he was, diesel mechanic. I don't even know. You had myself, and then you had Mike Stokey, who's in the Marines, and Captain Dye. So I mean, they got. And Mark Schuster, who after he left the Pacific, he ended up becoming the CEO of SOI, School of Infantry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty damn cool, man.
He was good. He hated my guts, man. He was amazed, I think, when he was playing the staff sergeant in boot camp stuff, but he hated my guts, man. Hated me. He wrote he's an officer, so he wrote this after action report. You need to get a different guy to run your company. He doesn't know what he's doing. You know, because I was always just out of my head, screaming at everybody. Always trying to get them to fuck up so I could make them pay.
Yeah.
And he did uh, Mitch Bell, Taco Bell's um, podcast, and he told him, he goes, he said really good thing. He said best leader I ever served with. I didn't really serve with him, but he was on the Pacific, and he told a good story about that. And he said I didn't realize it till I got to the School of Infantry, and I said, "Holy shit, they're all like him." These are the guys that lead enlisted in the companies. He goes, "I don't only dealt with the reservists. I only dealt with this side of it." When I got there, I was like, "Man, that dude he was just like all these guys out here."
Yeah, so he's not just an asshole. He's just like all the rest of them.
Yeah, he's just like anybody anybody that's training somebody in the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is no, hey, could you please be quiet?
Right. Settle down now, guys. Settle down, boys.
If I heard one of my people do that, man, I'd be like, come on, guys.
They're all like this. It makes sense now.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I do love, though. I love hearing from, the other actors and shit and hear them bitch about like how much better the band guys had it. And I'm just like, dude, like, that's just like Marines. We always bitch about how much better everybody else has it. So, I mean, you guys truly did an awesome job. And, we hear about it a lot. I mean, you guys just did a tremendous job really of just representing, our Marine Corps and like the guys that came before us, man. And I know we brought you on to talk primitive war and stuff like that. It seems like it always kind of gets back to the Pacific, but I mean, that was just that's how huge it was, right? It was just that big.
Yeah, it's good. It's really cool, to work on something and then meet somebody. I met a kid in Wyoming, one of my daughter's friends, and he was probably 18 and he was fixing to join the Marines. And he's fixing to go to boot camp. And he was saying something. I was like, "Oh yeah," and he was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "My dad was a Marine." Da, da, da. I said, "Your dad still was a Marine, always a Marine." And and he goes, and he kind of smiled. I go, "So what made you go? Want to go in the military?" He goes, "I'm like a huge Band of Brothers fan." And my daughter just started laughing. She's like, "Oh, she goes, my dad trained all the guys and was actually in the show, and then he did the Pacific. He's like, and then he was like, "Oh my God, really? Oh no, what?" And then it was like, blah, 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 blah. Question.
Yeah.
But it makes you feel good. You're like, yeah, all right, you did a good job. It motivated somebody.
You guys did, man. You did. I mean, that's going to be with many, many people for the rest of their lives.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's crazy. I don't know. Did you realize it at the time, like what you were about to be a part of?
There was a sense on Band of Brothers. There was a sense.
Yeah.
It was the epic amount of resources that were going in to make it, and the willingness of Mr. Hanks and Mr. Spielberg, their willingness. I mean, even the first day when Tom Hanks came in and talked to all the actors, did the same thing on Pacific. But when he just sat down and told them, it sucks. What you're fixing to do the next 10, 14 days, whatever the hell it was, it sucks. I know because I've done it 3 times. He said, but you're going to do it, and you're going to learn something from it, and you're going to get something out of it, and it's going to show on camera. He said, so good luck. And then they just left, and all the actors were like, oh, shit. And I was like,
so hold on. He was like, whenever you go to boot camp, there's like a nice dude that talks to you. Remember, like, was it Black Friday or something?
The chaplain.
So Tom Hanks was like the dude that's like coming up to you and like your series commander or some shit.
He's receiving.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden he's like, these drill instructors. He talks like, oh, these drill instructors are gonna, take care of you the next 13 weeks. And then they do the swear and then get the fuck up right now.
I'm not here to make you robots.
They're not gonna hurt you. There's no harm gonna be done.
Who are these 4 guys standing in front of me? When the earth opens up and hell comes, the door of hell opens up.
Dude, so that was good. I mean, I don't remember it perfectly, but fuck, dude. I mean, I kind of remember what happened. Like that first day. Just That shit was crazy.
Yeah,
Shit
yeah.
was like,
Yeah, man, because
That's how we do it. We do it. That's how I do it for films. That's how we do it too. It's the first 3 days they don't know their head from their ass. They don't know anything because it's just screaming, yelling, you know. Josh Baton will tell you the story really well. You know, as they fucking built this their shelter halves up perfect, but it wasn't exactly online with the other ones.
yeah.
And I'm like, did you build that? He said, yes, Gunny. And I said, shredded it. Start all over. He's like, what? But that's the first couple
oh man,
days. That nothing can really be right.
Nothing can be. Yeah.
And then the sleep deprivation, just like boot camp, it's like sleep deprivation, and it's just your brain just kind of shuts off, and then it's easy to teach them. And it's like, oh, why is it quiet? Oh, he's giving a class, so then they're like paying attention, because if they don't, they think they're gonna get yelled at, which they are, and then they just take to it. But if you just put a bunch of actors together, I've been around them before. Put a bunch of actors together, especially as many as you have in those shows, and you try to just talk to them. It instantly comes to one of them's got to be the loudest. Oh, what about me? What about that? And oh, my agent. No, I'm booking this Tom Cruise film next year. And it's like, wait, pay fucking attention to what I got to say. So I just don't do that no more. I just fucking go in and yell and tear their ass up. And I always, I tell the production before I get there, this is what's going to happen. Their agents need to know there will be no calling mama, no calling dada.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's me
yeah.
out there and no phones, and I'm going to tear their ass up. And most
I
of them, with technology nowadays, before every time I do a show now beforehand, they've already watched videos. They've watched the Band of Brothers, because they had that whole Ron Livingston thing where I was playing games and yelling at people, or there's other actors that have been through my training before, or they'll set them up. I know. Remember when I did Overlord. Joe. He was in. He did a Brad Pitt film. I forgot his name. Joseph something. And Brad Pitt, he told him to come do this movie, and I was a
Oh,
techie
yeah.
writer, and Brad Pitt goes, oh man, his face, he loves it, man. Lives in California. He like, just go up and say, hey dude, what's going on? Right the very second I met him, and I was in the studio at the time, so it was really loud. I was going, come on! I was just like, never talk to me. It's going really fine. And then all the actors are like, what the hell's going on? And all the wardrobe guys were the same ones who did Band of Brothers. So they were just like, yes, we did this. And I just went off on him. And then I got done with my hazing of him. And I just looked at him and I said, who'd you work with? And I bet it was Brad Pitt. And he goes, it was. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's like, don't be sorry, but you're going to pay.
You will pay.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
You tell them to call their agents. Call their agents and read that scripted fucking message at boot camp, and then hang it up.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
That's
that's
all
on the
you
wall.
get. Yeah.
I arrived safely in Australia.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome, man. Well, dude, we always, especially on the weekend, and just finished the soccer game with your daughter and all that. We appreciate your time always, and really, really looking forward to October, man. We might have to do one of these live, one like live from Black Rifle Coffee, compound or something.
That's for sure.
That'd be super cool.
We'll just all haze the actors.
Dude, I tell you what, man, every day Neil's telling them, he's like, we're gonna fuck you all up. I'm just quiet. I'm just like watching. I'm in though. I'm ready to go. I'll run around with my cigar and flip flops, just fucking lifing people.
Dude, Josh said he's in, man, but I'm getting my ass up before all the events start. Early in the morning, I'm going to the gym. My gym is actually in Fredericksburg, so I'm like, okay, I'll go. And I told Josh, he's like, I'm in. Scotty's like, no, man, there's no way. There's no way in hell. I'll kick your door in at 0400. We'll
Yeah, do it.
Yeah. Get a trash can, just start banging on the fucking trash can.
Yeah,
Reveille, motherfucker.
Yeah, I did that. I did a movie called Simplify. It was a pilot that's Spielberg. In fact, when I was doing Band of Brothers, Spielberg had an audition, and they went, well, we're going with a bigger actor, but you were perfect for the part to play a heavy drill instructor. And they were filming it at Paris Island. But when I went over and did Band of Brothers, Spielberg and Hanks were there listening to me terrorize the friggin' actors. And Mr. Spielberg called me over and said, "Man, I've seen your tape. You're really good." I said, "Oh, thank you." And he's like, and he goes, "That's some funny stuff." They were just cracking up laughing. And so I went back, back to doing my stuff. I thought I was in trouble, but I wasn't. And that morning, my agent called, woke me up, scared the hell out of me. 'Cause I had to run down because that was before the cell phone times, really. And hey, as soon as you're done with training the guys, you're flying back to South Carolina to go play drill instructor. And the drill instructors introduce yourself moment.
Yeah.
I friggin' they cut it out, and I begged the director to just give us a shot at it because I didn't get to go to drill instructor school, and they're like, "You guys can't pull that off. The actors couldn't pull it off." I go, "We'll pull it off," and he knew that I was kind of a political hire, so he said, "Oh, we'll try it one time, see how it works." And I had like 15 cups of coffee. Just go back and forth, spitting in people's faces, the actors and everybody. And then I just aluminum trash can, and I just kicked it from one side of the squad mate to the other. Just bang. He was like, "That's awesome." That's awesome.
The real
That's awesome.
deal.
I will
That's
kick
right.
the
Thing's loud, man.
Yeah.
There's at least 2 or 3 in every squad bay, right?
Did that one for 6 weeks, and I flew back to England and finished Band of Brothers. Oh,
That's
That's
awesome.
badass.
yeah, it was
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's always a pleasure, brother. Like,
my
seriously.
pleasure. Well, I'm excited for next month.
yeah, you've done such
Yeah,
awesome
yeah.
things for our Marine Corps, man, and it's great having dudes like you out there making us look good. We need all the fucking help we can get.
You guys are doing a pretty good job at it too. So keep doing what you're doing. I love watching the show.
Appreciate it, man.
Thanks,
All
man.
right, brother.
All right, we'll see you next month. For everybody following along this journey, we love you all. We appreciate your support. Remember, if you need something, reach out. We're always here. Sobriety, mental health, whatever, man. No judgment. We're here to support and uplift one another. And until next time, Semper Fi.
Fine.